So while I'm working here, it occurred to me that I'm about to do something that might not be a familiar trick to everyone, so I thought I'd show you. I've got this particular shape here occurs 45 feet further down towards the bottom of the screen. So all I've done is I've highlighted the lines, and if I do a group, copy, paste in place, and move this down 45 feet, I got it in the right space. No, I need to move it another 20 feet. Okay. 20 more feet. And it's in the right spot. And I go back here and I explode these groups. And I have, regular, get rid of that one. Explode these groups. And now I have regular lines again. You can actually do this if this was... I'll show you another thing here. If I just cut that out and I've got a hole and I realize I've got the hole in the wrong spot, I go and I highlight the outside, and then you don't even need to touch it. You can just put this down on the surface someplace and say, move it 10 feet and you've moved the hole. Pretty slick, huh? I'll pop that back where it belongs. There we go. Okay, so I've got most of the footprint drawn in. There's some areas right around here I decided looked a little bit too gnarly to take on at this point in time, so I'm basically just ignoring them. What I need to do is within this footprint, I need to start finding on my Sanborn map where's the highest point, because I want to extrude those first. It just seems to work best when I do it that way. Notice got an extra endpoint there I don't need, so I'll get rid of that. And so turning my attention to the diagram, I see that this spot right in here seems to be 60 feet, and adjacent to that are some lower places. So I'm going to start with the extrusion right there. And as I look around, I see, I don't know how high this is. I don't know how high this room is either. This seems to be 55 feet, 3 floors. This has got 5 floors. So this and this has got 3. That's very interesting. That's 3 for that one. 5 for this. This area right in here is probably 60 feet, and that's what I'm going to make it. I'm going to this whole area here is going to be 60, even though this down here says 30. And the reason for that, I'm going to call this 60, is because I can see at this point right here, it's got 5 sets of windows on it. This one over here, it's got fewer. So it's a guess. Sometimes the maps do not show every last detail that you need, and you have to wing it. And this is one of those instances. So I'm just going to start right in here, and I'm going to call this whole area, this area right here, I'm going to call that 60, and see where it takes me. So I know that's back here somewhere, and I believe it's this spot right here. So all I have to do is highlight it, start the extrude process, type in 60 feet, and bing, it goes up. I'm going to make this one right next to it also 60 feet, even though I don't really know what the correct height is. I know this one from looking at the map is 55, so I'll do that as well. And you can see it goes up pretty quick. This one right here, I remember this one was, actually I'm not going to do that one yet. I'm going to do this one first. I'm going to do this one at, I think it was 50. When you're extruding, when you know you're going to the same level, you don't have to type it in. You just grab it and bring it up and SketchUp will lock the height and see how that snaps to the right height. So it'll do some work for you. This one is 32 feet, and off the top of my head, that's all I can remember. So I'm going to look at the diagram again. This one says 5 floors, but no, I'm going to make this one 60 feet. That's what I'm going to do. And so I'll get in there and bring this up to this height right there. Go back and look at this diagram. This says raised 4 feet. Well, 4 feet over what? Hard to say. Over here, it says it's only 1 floor. So I'm just going to guess. I'm going to say it's 16 feet. And this one is raised another 4, so I'll make this one 20 feet. I'll make this one 16 feet. And continue. And later on, if I decide, no, I guessed wrong, it's easy enough to fix. Back on my diagram, this one here says 55 feet. Probably should have extruded that sooner. And I'll show you why. So if I start here and start it and say type in 55 feet, because it's taller than one of the adjacent things, it stops. And so now I go, oh, it's only gone up 16, and so that's shy 39 feet. So let me type in, no, wait a sec, now it's stopped. Now it's up to 20, and I wanted it at 55, so now I got to take it up another 35, and there we go, 35. So I finally was able to get it there. But it took a couple steps, and that's basically the reason why you want to do the tall things first, to get them to snap all the way up to the height you want them without getting bogged down by all the other stuff that's adjacent. Then I got this, looks like a loading dock of some kind. It's only 1 story. Doesn't say how high it is. I'm going to assume that it is 16 feet. And I picked 16 only because I'm thinking, well, if there's a dock there that's, say, 42 inches high, you want to have some head space above that, maybe 12 feet. So we're getting around the 15, 16 foot height, and so not knowing the specific, the estimate is good enough. And so you can see here I've got this one extruded fairly quickly. I got a few things left to do, and I'll run over and take a look at my diagram again. And this one says it's only 13 feet tall. This one over here says 55. So I think maybe I'll do the 55 first. This one's 55. This one's 13. Okay. And I've got a couple more to finish. Those two in there. Elevator, stairs, okay, they're going to go up at least 55. So I'll just grab those and bring that up to 55. Grab that, bring up that to 55. I'll make this one, which was 1 floor only, I'll make that at 14. Okay. And so here's a dock of some kind. It is iron construction, it says, so I'm going to assume there's some sort of a roof on it, and so I'll raise this one up to about 15 feet. And if I missed anything on this one, doesn't look like it. Okay, so having extruded these, I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup. And you can see here there's some lines that have come up. And my rule on whether I keep these lines or not is, do they come up to a higher wall? And so, or something on the roof, a line on the roof. So for instance, this one comes up, and there is a line on the roof. It's something that divides one building from another. And so for the time being, I'll leave it there. This one here is just simply the residue of this being raised up, and I don't want that one, so I'll get rid of that one. And I'll look around and I'll see there's a few more, one or two more out there that maybe I can get rid of. Oh, it's looking pretty clean. Okay, here I don't need those at all. I don't need that one at all. And I don't need this line at all. And so if for some reason on the exterior there's a difference, a visual difference between whatever this part of the building is and whatever this part of the building is, if there's a difference between the two, what's behind the walls, I know where that difference is going to be visible. It's going to be visible right there at this point. Now, it may turn out that when I build the model, I don't feel like making it different, and the distinction is gone, the line goes away. I have two more things out here I guess I missed, and what are those? They're back in here somewhere. Laboratory and stairs. Stairs are going to go all the way up, I suspect. Laboratory is only 12 feet. So I will raise, we'll raise the stairs up there. The laboratory is only 12 feet. That's done. This area was labeled as concrete on the ground, and so I'll leave it at that. So I'm going to go and finish up with the other buildings and then come back.